Okay, so we got to talk about Jamie Foxx. He has indeed broken his silence on the mystery illness that sent him to the ICU in April. While Jamie didn't disclose exactly what happened to him, he explained why he stayed silent for so long. Watch.
I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. I went to hell and back, and my road to recovery had some potholes as well. But I'm coming back, and I'm able to work.
Wow. Jamie also thanked his sister and his daughter Corinne for keeping his situation quote unquote airtight and protecting him during his ordeal. Wow. Erica, you're nodding your head. Go for it.
Yeah, well, first of all, I was really excited to see and hear from Jamie himself, and it was very stripped down. This is what it is. I've been following comeback stories for a very long time, and there is a sense of testimony teaching when you're able to talk about your story from a vulnerable position in your lens. And generally, there is a point that I consider the "it doesn't have me anymore" point, where you can openly can talk about your experiences because you have had time to reflect on them, where you were, where you are, where you might be in the future. And so when you talk about it, you can be emotional, but it's not like the emotion that you had when you didn't understand what was going on at all. Like there wasn't like a foundation. So anytime I hear someone be very transparent with where they are, especially this is relatively real time, it really is a gift to everyone because he's saying, I know you guys love me and respect me and I honor that, but I needed to honor myself in that moment to understand get my bearings straight before I invite you in. So that was a gift, especially this early on. I think it was a gift to everyone, and he didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I love Jamie Foxx. I think he's one of the most talented guys in Hollywood, but this makes me like him even more. Everyone's searching for fame and fortune, and they think, like, once I get there, illness won't come for me, my family will be happy. That was a human being talking. That wasn't Jamie Foxx, the movie star that you saw. And it's all about your friends and family. It sounds corny, and I say it all the time, and that's what I focus most on. His circle is tight. He had good friends coming in and out. His family's tight. They did not leak one thing to the press when all they wanted was a glimmer of story from Jamie Foxx. That's what life is about. Your family, your close friends, keeping a tight circle. Not about the outside world and what people perceive you as, but who you are. And that makes me like Jamie Foxx even more.
Amen. What an inspiration. And you know hospitals more than anyone.
You too, with Eric. I just wanted to say the look he gets in his eyes right before he says, I went to hell and back. There's a look of him remembering traumatic moments, kind of flashes, and we're sort of dealing that with my mom right now. And there's no other word, as you know, with Eric, and I'm sure all of you had with your family members that have passed, that it is hell. It is darkness. It is no road to take. You are doing this in the dark. And he said the potholes were there. Those are life and death potholes. So I agree with you. But I also want to say the caretakers around him, the respect they gave him to keep quiet, but also the pain that he went through is very clear. And it'll be a tough road back mentally. And I'm wishing him well as anyone else going through it, because it's hell. It's hell.
Yeah, to think that there could have been, if his circle wasn't airtight, the media, paparazzi, whatever it may have been, or maybe a greedy family member, taking his agency away from him when that is his decision, his body. Can you imagine if a photo got leaked of him with tubes? Maybe if you wanted it, fine.
Sell it for a lot of money, too.
That was when you were talking, Jeff, that's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about that's how you know you have a tight, because everybody walking in there with their cell phone was carrying $1.5 million in their hand, because who knows what outlets would have paid for that picture, especially, and this is sadly and gross to say, if he looked like he was in dire straits.
Right. The most vulnerable he would have been.
Yeah, that picture would have gone for a lot of money, and that would have created even more of a spiral outside of what was going on in that that hospital room where everybody's heart and attention and emotional thought needed to be focused on. So shout out to his team. It's hard to do.
Yeah. Well, people are still speculating though. People are still wondering what's wrong. Like, enough. And you know, Ice-T came to his defense because people were saying that's not even him. That this was AI or a deep fake of him. And what Ice-T said was people would rather believe that Jamie is now a clone or AI than the man was just seriously sick and damn near died. Because he doesn't look exactly the same. You look different after a bad cold. Shaking my head, weirdos. And I mean, it makes you chuckle, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fact anymore.
Well,
you can say one thing, this is Jamie Foxx, and then someone's going to be like, that's not Jamie Foxx.
I mean, well, the facts are boring. The facts are a man went through a very traumatizing event, and he appears to have lost some weight fighting for his life, as you do. But where's the story in that? Here's a better story. Aliens came and they replaced his body, you know, and so with these, that's the problem with everything being a conspiracy, is that conspiracies are more interesting, they're juicy, people want to add their little parts in, and they forget that there's human beings at the base of all these, and people have their lives ruined, which is another story we're going to talk about, you know, but it really makes me sad, but I'm glad that somebody stepped up in his defense, because it's really gross at this time. Can somebody have a week?
I know.
Can you give him a week, guys?
Well, considering everything he's been through, he looks great, and can't wait to see more of you. Switching gears, though, it appears Vanna White is still negotiating her salary for Wheel of Fortune. So now there are reports that Vanna wants the same salary as Pat Sajak, or even more. Vanna reportedly wants half of Pat's salary, which is allegedly $15 million a year. Meantime, Vanna has made $3 million a year since 2005. Does Vanna deserve to be paid the same as Pat? Erica?
Vanna deserves to be paid whatever Vanna wants, because Vanna can walk, I'm sure.
Does that apply for everybody? You can be paid whatever you want?
Yeah, if you're in a position like Vanna White is in. She's the last heritage host of a heritage show that has consisted of 2 players. Now one of those players is leaving. Another person is coming in. They need someone to bridge the gap. If they want her to stay, she can say whatever terms she wants, because also I'm sure that if she doesn't get those terms, then she's not going to be at a loss and she can walk.
Okay.
That's just how a negotiating table works. Like, whoever can get up first wins.
I agree with that. Look, I'm not saying that she can't ask for whatever she wants. I just think when you're asking for something commensurate to the host, there should be equal duties. It's like, I don't know if you remember, like Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon back in the day, but Ed McMahon was a very integral part of that show. But Johnny Carson was as well, but Johnny Carson did most of the heavy lifting. I would think that Ryan Seacrest will do most of the heavy lifting. So I'm not saying that, you know, Vanna shouldn't be. I think she's been undercompensated. $3 million a year starting in 2005 for a heritage show. You know, I just don't know if it should be 15 mil or whatever Pat got, unless if that's commensurate to the scale of whatever Ryan Seacrest is getting.
Erica's face.
You don't agree?
Did we have a close-up of Erica's face? I'm dying.
Do you guys not agree? I think what he said was reasonable, right?
Well,
no?
you have to talk about, you're saying the commensurate. The value. It's the value of how much you believe that this show is worth. First of all, you always talk about the Girl Scouts and the cookie money. Where is the Wheel of Fortune money, okay? It's not like Wheel of Fortune can't afford to pay Vanna White whatever she's asking for. If she asks for $15 million, she should get that $15 million. You want to know why? Because they're giving away like hundreds of dollars, like 1,000, like maybe 10, like maybe they're 20,000. Where is the money going? So if Vanna White wants to come in and say, hey, you want to keep me? I'm actually a woman of a certain age. I want to retire at this point. Like, I could take it or leave it. Great. Pay me Pat's salary. They're going to pay her Pat's salary. And she deserves to make it. Period. Not.
Shall we move on?
Sure.
Tori's
That was the one that spoke. He's like, I'm out.
Okay, this is a good topic. You kind of brought this up or alluded to it when we were talking about Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
So Tori Spelling has put her realtor on blast. It's all over a text she received from her realtor that was sent to her by mistake. Tori posted the exchange on Instagram. The realtor sent Tori a message saying, quote unquote, the latest bizarre inquiry. But Tori responded with, I'm assuming this wasn't meant for me. Then the realtor wrote, it's more for Karen. Tori Spelling has been asking for a 1-month rental. If you follow her situation on TMZ, it's all amusing. Tori then posted the realtor's name and Instagram handle and said her 5 kids have been going through mold poisoning and blasted the realtor for mocking their situation. Now, the realtor told Page 6 he thought Tori's texts were a scam and was trying to confirm it was really her. What do you think, Jeff?
I don't like it. I understand she got her feelings hurt, and I understand a lot. You know, she's a punching bag for a lot of the tabloids and things like that. I'm not with this new era of posting things, that text message exchanges that are personal, even if it was a mistake, to attack someone else. This could ruin her livelihood. She made a mistake. She shouldn't have done that. It was gross. I'm with all that, right? But to ruin your livelihood because of a text message that you sent to Tori Spelling, and all of Tori Spelling's fans, now we're going to attack this woman. People don't know. You know me over the years.
The realtor's a man. Sorry, I'm just.
The man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Over the years, how many people, like, I have a list in my head that I'm going through the Rolodex that I hate, and I could have exposed them on my social media, which is small, but they still would have got attacked, and it still would have ruined their life. And said people attack me, that's their cross to bury, or bury, to carry.
Yeah. You're thinking about really taking.
I was thinking, you should see the thoughts that happen in my head. I just don't like. I don't like it. I don't like this new era of blasting people, because with great power comes great responsibility. A great social media following. You don't understand what that other person's going through on the other end.
Did anybody else get BB Rexa vibes? That like.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. The pattern.
No, but using the words to weaponize, like they're mocking my kid's mold situation. That realtor was not doing that. That's way different than this person being difficult. Mold can kill you, and like to take those words and play with it like that, to say that he's mocking my kids. Anytime somebody wants to like curry favor, they bring kids into it.
Yes.
You know how kids are involved in everything now. What are the kids going to do at the Barbie movie? They'll be fine. You know, but like everything's with the kids, and I think it was very manipulative, and I think it was on purpose. And when you're sicking your army on these people, am I crazy, Tori?
No, I just think the idea of reality show and reality is starting to mix. So now we're not getting like receipts on reality shows, we're getting real receipts, and it's getting very uncomfortable.
I appreciate that you have said that, because I really question what people think, where people think the cameras are.
Right.
Like a lot of times, like,
this is
that's
real
great.
reality.
That is great for production value.
Right.
That is great
But
for
not
Bravo, reality, whatever. But this is like the real life in living color.
Yeah.
Like
You're
nobody,
an IRL.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it's very strange.
Yeah.
Like all of the blow-ups and like everything has to be so extra. And I mean, this is coming from, and I'm a super extra person. I get paid to be. That's naturally who I am. But when I'm at home or I'm out in real life, I'm very chill. I am. I really am.
Yeah, you are. Yep, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
I save it
Yeah, you
for
do.
the show.
She does. Yep, she harnesses it.
I don't see that.